Some routines do not have to be Pinterest pretty. They just need to exist. I mean, summer's supposed to feel slower. So why does your house suddenly feel like a poorly supervised recreation center where everyone's hungry, bored, overstimulated, and asking for a screen before you've even finished your coffee? The problem is not usually that your children need a perfectly planned summer. You don't need a color coded command center, laminated schedule cards, themed snack trays, a morning basket, a nature journal, a chore chart, and a gentle watercolor printout labeled Our Peaceful Family Rhythm. I mean, if you have that, amazing. Love that for you. I support your laminator. But if your summer system right now is please stop eating popsicles over the carpet, you're not failing. You're just in the transition zone between school routines and home routines. Many summer behavior problems are transition problems in disguise. Kids need a few predictable moments that help their brains understand what happens next. Let's give them those moments and stop worrying that it has to be Pinterest perfect. Today, I'm giving you 3 tiny routines that can help calm summer chaos without turning your home into a military operation or requiring you to announce the next scheduled activity every 15 minutes. Hi, I'm Kari Carr, and I help parents, grandparents, and caregivers raise kind, emotionally aware kids without making empathy complicated, preachy, or impossible to use in real life. This is Effortless Empathy. If your child has become more argumentative during the summer, the problem might not be defiance, it might be a sudden loss of predictability. Here's the thing about summer. Adults often think summer means freedom, but kids sometimes experience summer as everything I knew disappeared overnight, and now everyone expects me to be chill about it. During the school year, your child usually knows where to go, who's in charge, when lunch happens, when recess happens, and when the day ends. And when summer arrives, suddenly every day is different. One day it's grandma's house, one day it's errands, one day it's go play outside, the next day it's why are you outside? Come help me clean. One day screens are fine, the next day screens are apparently destroying civilization. And your child is standing there thinking, I would like to speak to management. And then we wonder why they're melting down over the blue cup, the wrong granola bar, or the fact that their sibling breathed too close to them on the couch. So before deciding that your child has suddenly become impossible, ask yourself this. Did my child become more difficult or did their structure disappear? Because those are 2 different problems. One may require more correction, the other requires more rhythm. The American Academy of Pediatrics says children do best when routines are regular, predictable, and consistent. So, in a study of nearly 11,000 children, only 41% always had a regular bedtime. But children with regular bedtimes, regular meal times, and screen limit times had better emotional self regulation. So when summer knocks out the usual rhythm of the day, some children don't just lose the schedule, they lose part of the structure that helps them manage themselves. And when parents treat a transition problem like a discipline problem, they often add more correction when the child actually needs more structure. Former Washington Post parenting editor Amy Joyce once celebrated the last day of school by throwing her children's stinky lunchboxes directly into the trash. Victory, no more packing lunches. Then she remembered summer camp. So back out of the trash came lunchboxes, and in their place came a color coded matrix of camps, carpools, changing start times, changing pickup times, extra fees, and approximately 9 different versions of Tuesday. Because summer doesn't actually remove the family schedule, it removes the familiar schedule and sometimes replaces it with one assembled from a camp confirmation email, snack wrappers, and false optimism. And children feel that disruption too. When the predictable shape of their day disappears, the resulting behavior can look like defiance, laziness, screen obsession, or sudden commitment to arguing about everything. That does not mean your child gets to be rude, throw things, or turn the living room into a demolition site. But their behavior may be telling you something useful. A lot of summer chaos is not simply bad behavior. It's children trying to find the edges of the day. So let's give them some edges. Here are 3 routines I would put back in the day. But before we get to them, it helps to understand what you naturally do when household starts unraveling. Some parents create more rules. Some become more flexible. Some begin explaining. Some give 14 patient reminders and then abruptly become a woman their children have never met before. That may or may not be me. Your natural parenting style affects which routines will be easiest for you to create and where you might accidentally make things harder. So I created a free parenting style quiz to help you identify your usual pattern, what works about it, and where you might be getting stuck. The link is in the description, but take it after this video because first we need to deal with the small summer residents already preparing an appeal of the snack policy. The first thing we can do is to give the day a shape. Not a complete itinerary, not a written contract, just a simple explanation of what kind of day your child is having. And you can do this with one sentence at breakfast. Today's a home day. Today's an errand day. Today's a camp day. Today is a quiet day because I have work. Today we're going to the library after lunch. That's it. You're not handing your child a full itinerary with footnotes and projected snack distribution. You're giving their nervous system a map. Children often cope better with a loose plan than with a completely open day because they know roughly what to expect. They know whether they're going somewhere. They know when you're going to be available. And they know when screens may happen. They know whether their friend is coming over or whether they need to stop asking every 6 minutes. And yes, they may still ask because we are discussing children, not a fully resolved customer service department. But when children don't know what to expect, they often try to create control in the ways available to them. They ask for screens. They demand snacks. They argue with siblings. They push limits. They negotiate like tiny attorneys carrying juice boxes. That does not mean you have to let the behavior slide. It means you begin by reducing uncertainty before spending the entire day correcting behavior that uncertainty helped create. Try something like, today's a stay-at-home day. We'll have breakfast, get dressed, play outside, eat lunch, and then you can have screen time after quiet time. Or, today's an errand day. We have 2 places to go, and then we'll come home for lunch. Today's a work day for me. You'll have independent play and outside time this morning, and then we'll read together after lunch. You're not promising that everything will happen at the exact minute stated. You're not signing a binding agreement that can be later introduced as evidence. You're simply telling your child, this is the general shape of today. That one sentence can prevent a surprising amount of confusion, related questioning, and conflict. So, routine 1 is simple. Every morning, name the kind of day you're having. Give the day a shape before your child tries to create one, through snacks, screens, and sibling litigation. And once your child knows the shape of the day, choose one part of it that stays mostly predictable. That is your anchor. The mistake parents often make is deciding that more routine means scheduling the entire day. Breakfast at 8, reading at 8:30, outside time at 9, clapped at 10, snack at 10:30, independent play at 11, lunch at noon, quiet time at 1, library at 2, chores at 4, family bonding at 6, and by 8:47 in the morning, the plan's already dead. Somebody spilled juice, somebody can't find one shoe, and somebody has decided they are morally opposed to pants. Then the parent feels like the routine has failed. But the parent didn't fail. The routine was too fragile. A useful summer routine has to be durable. It needs to survive real life. It has to work when you slept badly, when the children are already cranky, when you forgot to thaw the chicken, and when the morning has gone sideways before you ever finish your coffee. So instead of scheduling every hour, choose one repeatable sequence. For example, you might create an after lunch anchor. Lunch, clean up, quiet time, then screens or outside play. Or an evening anchor. Dinner, 10-minute cleanup, bath or pajamas, read together. Or perhaps your family needs an afternoon reset. Snack, check in, go outside and move your bodies, and then decide what happens next. The anchor doesn't have to happen at exactly the same time every day. It's the order that matters. Lunch may happen at noon one day and 1:15 the next, but the anchor still works because your child knows what follows lunch. And this is the difference between a rigid schedule and a rhythm. A schedule says everything must happen at a specific time. A rhythm says certain things generally follow other things. Rhythm is much harder for real life to destroy. And when you introduce the anchor, say it clearly. After lunch, we have quiet time. After dinner, we clean up and get ready for bed. Avoid presenting it as a question when it's not optional. Would anyone enjoy having quiet time now? Is not especially useful when no will not change the plan. That's just asking for trouble. You can offer choices within the routine. During quiet time, would you like to read, draw, build, or listen to a podcast or an audiobook? Yes, there are podcasts, especially for children. That gives your child some control over how the routine happens, and you still hold the structure around when it happens. And no, your child may not immediately express gratitude. Children rarely say, "My dear parental unit, thank you for creating this consistent household rhythm. I feel regulated and prepared to contribute to the family system." They're more likely to say, "But I wanted the tablet." That doesn't mean the anchor's failing. It just means your child would still prefer the tablet. Those facts can coexist at the same time. And the best routine is not the most elaborate one. It's the one your actual family can repeat on a random Thursday when someone is crying, the dog is barking, and there are wet swimsuits somewhere they absolutely should not be. Make the anchor small, make it clear, make it survivable, and then repeat it until the rhythm begins doing some of the parenting for you. But the first summer routine I would fix is not bedtime. It's the first 20 minutes of the day. I'm not anti-bedtime. I respect bedtime deeply. But for many families, the morning is where the day first starts spiraling. Your child wakes up and immediately asks, "Can I have a tablet? Where are we going today? Can I have a snack? Can we go somewhere? Is my friend coming over? Can I have the tablet now? Why not? But yesterday you said," and suddenly you're in court before coffee. When children start the day in total uncertainty, they often look for immediate stimulation or control. That may be a screen, a snack, a sibling conflict, or a dramatic objection to clothing. So create a short morning launch sequence. Food, body ready, check the day, connect. First food, I know that's revolutionary, but hungry children are not generally famous for their emotional stability. Neither are hungry adults, to be honest. So before trying to solve the behavior, breakfast first. It doesn't have to be elaborate. It just needs to happen predictably enough that the household is not attempting conflict resolution on an empty stomach. Second, body ready. That may mean clothes, teeth, hair, bathroom, or whatever ready means at your house. Some children can handle leisurely pajama mornings. Other children turn pajama mornings into a lawless frontier where time has no meaning and nobody can locate their shoes. You know your child. If getting dressed helps signal that the day has begun, make it part of the routine. Third, check the day. This is where you can use the one-sentence preview from routine 1. Today is a home day. Today we have errands after lunch. Today you have camp and then grandma's picking you up. Today is a quieter day because I need to work. And that is not an invitation to renegotiate the entire plan. It's a preview. You are giving their brain a map before they begin searching for the edges themselves. Fourth, connect. Give your child a small amount of focused attention before the day starts making demands on everyone. That could mean sitting together while they eat, reading for 10 minutes, walking around the yard, playing a quick card game, watering plants together, asking a ridiculous would you rather question. Kids love those. Or letting them help you make your coffee, assuming you're brave and emotionally prepared. The activity is less important than the message. You don't have to fight for my attention. I see you. Some children will take attention any way they can get it. Positive attention is always cheaper and less sticky, usually. This brief connection also gives you a chance to notice what kind of morning your child is having. Are they tired, hungry, worried about camp, still upset about something that happened yesterday? You're not conducting a formal emotional assessment over cereal. You're simply connecting before the day really gets underway. So the first 20 minutes become eat, get ready, check the day, Connect. That opening tells your child this day has started. Here is what is happening, and you are not alone in it. Will this guarantee a peaceful summer day? No. Children remain children even after breakfast. But it gives the day a much stronger beginning than launching directly into screen negotiations, snack appeals, and arguments about whether brushing teeth violates personal freedom. Guess how I know that one? Do not try to repair the entire summer at once. Just fix the first 20 minutes. Now, these 3 routines also work together without requiring you to schedule every minute. First, give the day a shape. Tell your child what kind of day they're having. Second, create one dependable anchor. Choose one repeatable sequence that gives part of the day a reliable rhythm. Third, fix the first 20 minutes. Food, body ready, check the day, connect. That's enough structure to create predictability without making summer feel like school with more popsicles. You're not trying to remove every complaint, conflict, or moment of boredom. You're just giving your child a map, a few landmarks, and a dependable place to begin. Children don't need every summer hour scheduled. They need enough predictability to know what comes next. Now, this is the first step toward a calmer summer, but routines are only part of it. Because once the routine exists, someone will object to it. Someone will want more screen time. Someone will declare that quiet time is a violation of their civil liberties. And at one point, 2 children may launch a federal investigation into who received the larger popsicle. Pro tip, use a knife to cut it down the middle instead of your hands, because those things rarely break evenly. So subscribe to the channel or the podcast, or both. In the next videos, we'll be tackling screen battles, sibling conflict, boredom, emotional meltdowns, and what to do when you lose your patience and need to repair. Each week, I'll give you practical parenting tools that work in real homes, not just perfectly lit kitchens occupied by cooperative children. No fluff, no guilt, no laminated 17-step schedule. Subscribe now, and I'll see you in the next video.